Hey guys, so before I start the video, I just want to say a huge shout out to BigBrains_Prodigy who left a comment saying hidden gem of a vid. I just want to say that means a lot to me and it means a lot, going forward making these videos. So all your support is appreciated. School ruins reading. Now, some of you guys might agree with that statement, while others think that is total nonsense and doesn't make any sense at all. But allow me to tell you from a perspective of someone who reads almost daily. You see, when I was younger, I read books such as Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, a book full of wacky and abstract poems with small illustrations that feed what my brain could only imagine at the time. Another notable book was The Magic Tree House by Mary Osborne, in which each of her books were a different story with full of exciting plots and interesting narratives that keep me hooked on what would come next. Later in life, I would explore graphic novels such as Amulet, which was a personal favorite of mine. I remember the excitement of when I finally got my hands on the 8th book and the joy it brought me to finally continue the story. But after a while, I began to lose the spark I once originally had for what was one of my greatest comforts throughout all of my middle school experience. It wasn't that I hated reading altogether, or that there wasn't anything as interesting as some of my favorite pieces of literature. It was instead of books being about the amazing world building and stories that they told, it became more like work and, dare I say, a job. It became curriculum telling you the purpose and intentions of the book without letting you really experience and explore it on a personal level. These stories I read of defying odds in the face of danger and uncertainty in a creative and emotional way really resonated with me, and there's really no amount of papers or study guides that could make me feel the way I did as I flipped through each page wanting more and more. And books felt personal to me, but they didn't tell me how to feel a lot of the times, but they showed. And I think a great example of this is in a book that I read about 3 months ago called We Are Not From Here by Jenny Torres Sanchez, which was quite honestly one of the hardest books I've ever dove into. And no, not because of any abstract and complicated idea, but rather a really deeply rooted question of morality. And for some context, it follows the lives of Pequeña, Polga, and Chico, who are fleeing from their homes in Puerto Barrios for a better life in the United States. And already that builds the atmosphere for struggle, and the book perfectly captures this feeling in this one quote near the end of the book, which reads the following. And I should be showing a picture of the page here, but it reads like this. I walk waiting for my body to give out. I walk because I'm not afraid of dying anymore. I walk my backpack, getting heavier with each step, weighted down with all the things we carry. I walk because I am already dead. Now immediately, you feel the grief and humanity of the character slowly drift away as you're presented with despair in what I believe is its truest forms, without the author outright telling you. It allowed me to feel every bit of emotion in such a powerful way, and it's why the book and its characters still linger in my memory long after I've read it. And it should be noted, I was never told to read any of this. I found the book just on my own time, and it's really hit the hardest for me despite never really being implemented in my curriculum. And I think it's crazy how simply words on paper can transport someone into an entirely different world of their own. And with this newfound exploration, you and the book become equal, and every bit of punch, stab, or scream of a character suddenly becomes personal, and somehow, some way, it becomes hidden from us as we grow older, simply because we've associated books with homework and how many pages you can read. Now, am I to say school ruined reading for me? Absolutely not. I mean, school is a place which for many, we gained our love for stories and literature, and I'd say if it weren't for the introduction of the library in my elementary school, I would have never been able to make the connection that I really had a passion for reading. And I think as soon as you can make a story or book personal to you, whether that's reading one outside of class or discussing it with a friend, books can become less of a grade and really for enjoyment. But who knows, maybe I could be crazy, or maybe you guys have an experience of your own that's similar to mine. And if you do, let me know in the comments down below, and thank you guys again for watching this video.